Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown is my favorite Tarantino film, and I consider it as his masterpiece. And in this video, we're gonna talk about why it is so special to me, and why I consider it one of his best and one of his mature films. Let's just start with the title, Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown is the name of our main character in this film, and it's also a name of a character that Pam Grier played in a black exploitation film from the 70s. And this is a way for Tarantino to pay homage to the black exploitation films and that era. And if you are familiar with Tarantino's work and black exploitation films, you will definitely notice that Tarantino definitely is influenced by those films, stylistically, and also how he writes his film, the dialogue and everything. The characters, because you can't talk about Tarantino's films without talking about his characters. What's so special about them in this film is, yes, they are very entertaining and funny and the kind of people you would like to hang out with. But there is more to them. These characters feel so real and they aren't one-dimensional, and everyone has his own story. In this video, I'm going to focus only on the two characters, the two main characters, Jackie Brown and Max Cherry. Because these characters for me are the characters that are very important in this film, and they are the characters that makes this film one of Tarantino's best. You have Jackie Brown. She's my favorite Tarantino character in the Tarantino universe as a whole. I mean, Tarantino don't really, like, his films are very masculine and don't focus about like female characters a lot. But when he does focus on female characters, he does them very well, like in Death Proof. Death Proof, which is also one of my favorite films. The characters, the whole cast was only female, like it was only like a group of friends hanging out, and he does that very well. Like he just understand how women talk and everything. Okay, let's get back to Jackie Brown. As I said, she's my favorite like character as a whole. Like just not just a female character. She's one of my favorite characters ever. So she's a smart woman in her 40s. The age is catching up with her. She doesn't have kids. She's not married, and she works as a flight attendant. And she is sick of this job and she's looking for a change. She's old, with nobody that will take care of her if she is sick. So she's looking for a financial stability. She's a grown woman, smart, confident, funny, sexy, and you love her because she's real, you know? Like you feel that she is real. And the film doesn't try to show you that by disrespecting other male characters, which I appreciate because it's something that like modern films, like especially mainstream, doesn't do, you know? Like they don't show you that women can be smart, funny, confident just by being themselves. They always like have to have a male character that she's so dumb or something like that. And they try to show you that she's smart by something like that. You know what I mean? But they don't do that with the Jackie Brown. If you watch the film, you would understand what I'm talking about. I mean, just the way she dresses. She dresses very nice. She's confident. Like her aura is something like you can feel through the film. And like it's just something you have to see. It's just like you can't describe that with words, you know? Like, and Pam Grier is the star of this film. Like she does such an amazing job, and it's one of her best ever performances. And on the other side, we have Max Cherry, a bail bondsman. He's an old man, your classic stoic man, you know, that everybody loves. And Robert Foster gives a beautiful performance. I mean, just his eyes and the way he looks at the camera just make the character feel very real. Again, just the way he speaks and dresses and just like how he talks. It's just something that you can't really describe until you watch the film. They just make the character feel very real and just something that you aspire to be. Like, that's exactly what I want to look like in my 50s. And I love how Tarantino deals with the love relationship between Max Cherry and Jackie Brown and how it develops. It is just very mature. I feel like Tarantino really understood these characters really well. And I also love how it ends. I think the ending of this film is perfect. It's really exactly what those characters would do in real life. I just love this. I love this a lot because it doesn't follow like the classic ending of this film. I think any director would exactly not make this choice of just like that ending. I think they would definitely have them going together on that last shot in the car. I think that's exactly what any other directors other than Tarantino would do. You know what I mean? And that's just like, for me, would not be like the perfect ending. For me at least. For me, the perfect ending is exactly the ending of this film, the real one. Because it's just really just exactly how those characters would make that choice. I think Max Cherry would make that choice in real life to not go with her. You know what I mean? I think that's exactly what I think. I think it's really, Tarantino really understood these characters. I think this is Tarantino's best looking film after Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It is really well shot and directed. The colors are so fresh and it feels like a summer memory that stays with you and you remember from time to time. The way Tarantino moves the camera, he just knows his characters. He knows when he has to do a close-up. He knows when he should just let the camera not move and just let his characters react to one another. The dialogue is amazing as always in Tarantino's film. I mean, just like Jackie Brown and Max Cherry sitting and talking about music and how old they are, just makes this film very special.
Getting old.
You're not old. You look great.
No, I'm asking you, how do you feel about getting old? I mean, doesn't it bother you?
It's not really something I think about.
Really?
The wonderful music and the amazing decor just reflects our characters really well, like, and the places really well. It looks amazing, the colors go together really nice. And I won't forget about Max Cherry's and Jackie Brown's outfits. Like, these people really know how to dress. Look, this film looks and sound really, really beautiful. That's it. And if you haven't seen it, just prepare yourself for a very unforgettable experience. An experience that's very entertaining, has a lot of substance, and it's a very balanced film, which I really love about this film a lot. What this film does really good compared to other Tarantino's films is the balance between style and substance. I always like Tarantino's films and find them very entertaining, but when I look at my favorite film, Jackie Brown, I find that it's very entertaining and it looks good, like most of his films. But what's more here is the story. What's more here is the substance, exactly. The depth to the character, the depth of the story. There is more layers to the characters, especially the main characters, Jackie Brown and Max Cherry, which is something that I really don't find a lot in his films. I don't find like the characters that I can kind of relate to and the characters that are very real to me. You know, I find these characters really real, which is something that I really don't find a lot in his films, which I really appreciate, and it's what makes this film one of my favorites ever. And also, what's so special about this film is that it was adapted from a novel, Rum Punch, by Elmore Leonard. And this is it. That was me talking about Jackie Brown, and if you've watched the film and you want to say something about it that I forgot or I didn't mention, tell me in the comments.